Welcome back for another video, guys. Thanks for joining me. Today's video, we are talking about the Staccato P. Alright, so where to start with this gun? Well, I guess first, let's make sure we're unloaded. Quick stats for you on the Staccato P before we get into just like my thoughts on it. So it's a 4.4 inch bull barrel on it. Pretty nice. This version is the DPO, which means it's optics ready. You can get this just straight iron sights, which I don't know why you would get straight iron sights when you can get it with the DPO and just leave your iron sights on it and not worry about mounting an optic. That's up to you to decide. This is a steel frame gun. It does have a little bit of weight to it. It's a little bit of a chunky boy there. You can get this with an aluminum frame, and the aluminum frame is a few ounces lighter. I believe the steel frame, if I remember correctly, is about 33 ounces. Aluminum frame, I think, is 29 ounces. You're saving a few ounces there. Carried the 5 ounces, I believe. So that's up to you. If you're gonna carry this gun, if it's part of your profession to carry a gun and you're gonna carry it, maybe the aluminum frame is a better choice for you. This I didn't care because I don't plan on carrying it ever. The extra weight, I guess, does help with the recoil control on it, so there's a plus. So the other thing it does come with, you do get two 17 round mags and a 20 round mag. 17 round mag goes in the gun, pretty flush fit. 20 round mag sticks out a little bit, does look pretty awesome. I do prefer the look with the 20 round mag, but I guess if you were going to conceal carry it or something like that, you would probably want to take off the mag well, and then this would be your spare mag, just so your flush fit one would be your 17 round, so it wouldn't stick out much past and print, I guess. Probably. So a couple other things to note about the gun before we just get into some more, I guess, thoughts on it. Delta Point Pro is a direct mount on these slide cuts. I don't know why they went with Delta Point Pro, probably something to do with Dawson Precision that does the whole like optics mounting system. If you notice, you do lose the rear sight when you mount your Delta Point Pro. So there's a few different options to regain that rear sight. Obviously you gotta pay a little bit extra for that, but you do have that option if you want the rear sight. I chose not to go with it. I might eventually buy something for the rear sight though. Then the other thing, they do sell plenty of mounting plates for different optics for this gun. I believe they're about 150 bucks. They're a little on the pricey side. I mean, the gun itself is a little on the pricey side itself, so what's another 150 bucks at that point, I guess. I went with the Delta Point Pro just because I was kind of curious about them in the first place, so it kind of worked out there was a direct mount. Got a pretty good deal on the Delta Point Pro itself, and I didn't have to buy a $150 optic plate, which was another plus. But quick thing on the Delta Point Pro, if you're not familiar with it, which I kind of don't like about it, is your adjustment for your brightness is over here. So you do have to completely block your emitter. So you really can't tell what brightness you're on until you remove your finger, and you have to just keep going back and forth. A little annoying, but other than that, I don't hate this thing. Glass is very nice size, pretty clear, not bad. There's your few second review on the Delta Point Pro. All right, so we're just gonna go for a couple quick pros for this gun. The slide, it's like butter. I haven't oiled this thing in a little bit. I've been to the range a couple times with it and haven't oiled it, and the slide does just move nice and smooth. But you should get that for a $2,500 gun. It is completely night and day from your standard striker fire gun. So this is my M&P 2.0. This is my daily carry. This slide does have a little weight behind it. It is pretty smooth compared to like a Glock, I would say. Once you get to your staccatos, it's almost like it's on ball bearings, I guess you would say. It's very smooth slide. It's just a pleasure. Actually, the first time I was handed one of these in the gun store, because I just was like, you know what, it's time to buy one. Racked the slide, it was beautiful. Obviously we were like, yeah, let's go through with the purchase and whatnot, and then they started showing us other guns. Then I was handed an Atlas Gunworks and I racked that slide, and it almost felt like there was not even a recoil spring in it. So I guess you get what you pay for. That gun is double, if not almost triple the price of this gun, so you gotta figure your price points. You will get a nicer feeling gun. The fit and finish will be a lot better than like your Glock or standard striker fire gun. But that's what you would expect with something when you're paying this much money. Since it is steel frame, it does have some weight to it. Double stack 1911s in general, or 2011s if you have a Staccato, the recoil is just beautiful. So I mean, you'll see it does shoot pretty flat, and that wasn't even me trying to really hold it super flat. I could get it to shoot even flatter than that if I really wanted to. But between that and then your trigger, if you look, it's just a pull straight back. That's your take up, crisp break, and then just coming back, it's a little bit, and then you're right at the wall again. There's no slop in that. Beautiful. So that's what you get when you buy a 2011/double stack 1911. Just that trigger is just beautiful. Like, can't ask for more. Some people do prefer a super light trigger. I know you could get it down 2 pounds, maybe sub 2 pounds, especially in other guns. Me personally, I'm fine with this as a 4 to a 4.5 pound trigger, if I remember correctly, and it's perfect for me. It's just, I don't need it lighter than that. I don't do competitive shooting yet, but I don't know if I would even want it lighter than that, actually. I'm sure if it was, I wouldn't complain though. So, a couple cons with the gun now. Obviously, one would be price. Number two, right off the bat, is right where your mag release is. So, it is standard on this style of gun. You can't get it at all with your finger. So, empty magazine, empty gun. So you would insert your mag, then you can't get that slide release. You can't get it with the same hand. So you just gotta work on remembering mag in, then just come up with your support hand, drop the slide. Then you're ready to go. As opposed to a striker fire gun like this, Glock slide stop slide release is actually in a better spot on a Glock for me than this M&P and a few other guns. They're actually slid back a little. If it was slid back a little bit more, it would be beautiful. But same thing, you would just, with this, you could just slam it in and then get it with your thumb. No big deal. It's just something you got to remember your difference when you're running a 2011/double stack 1911. You could always just mag, then come over the top however you want. Mag, come over the top release, or mag like that. You could practice it, and then that could just be the way you do it every single time. I like using the slide release for whatever reason, so I always magazine, then just come up with this hand, drop the slide. No big deal. Just got to remember that difference then with your striker fired guns. Then the other only con that I guess I would say I have about this gun is this grip texture. It's not horrible. I don't really hate it, but I don't love it also. This is, I believe it's called the G2 texture. So if you see it on here, it's grippy. You get a good grip on it. I almost feel like the tighter you grip it, the more it digs into your hand, which I guess that would make sense, obviously. Just feeling it, it doesn't feel like it would be grippy at all, but once you grab it, it's not going anywhere. They do have a tactical or tack grip, which is just almost more like sandpapery looking. I'll insert a picture of it because I do have it on my Staccato CS, which is the small gun if you're not familiar with that. That texture, I prefer it a lot better than this one. Either or, doesn't really matter. I just prefer the other one over this. If you really wanted to, you could go on Staccato's website and just personalize your own gun. I think you could even put your own designs, a couple spots on it. That's up to you. There are a bunch of different shops that do customizations on these, so let's talk about that. Since we went through the cons, and those are honestly the only cons I have with this gun, let's just talk quick about some customizations of the gun. I've been considering doing a couple on this gun. They do get pretty damn pricey, so trying to figure out which route I would want to go if I want to do that. Not sure yet, but one is Vulcan Machine Works that I've been following. They do, I believe it's called the Ignis port. It goes right up the top. I believe it's 3 holes up here, ports. Definitely will make it shoot flatter. You can change out your grips or get it stippled or something like that. But once you start doing that, obviously the price adds up and you're almost better off just buying another gun. But considering doing that, I think you do the Ignis port and then you would have to Cerakote your slide because the way they cut it. The other company I've been looking at is Monsoon Tactical. So they do a couple different ports. I don't think they do the Lucky 7s on this, which is a port I would like to do on my M&P 2.0. They do a chunk port on the front, or a Genghis comp maybe too. But from what I've heard, it could mess with your accuracy because they actually remove the rifling out of the end of the barrel, so your Front sight slides back a little bit. There's a huge port that goes right here, and then the very end of your barrel, I think they removed the rifling of it for, I guess, comp purposes, I don't know. Then obviously you would Cerakote your slide after that. But if you're doing that, do you just do the entire gun? I don't know. And then, like I said, you're almost at the price of another gun at that point after you start getting a little crazy with everything, because you could do multiple textures and designs and stuff like that for your Cerakote. Then if you want to do some stippling on your grip, that gets expensive. You could change out the grip to an aluminum grip, which I believe is like $500, which is pretty crazy. But at the same time, I've held one at the store and the grip does feel really nice in hand. So you kind of have to decide which route you want to go. I'll probably wind up leaving it stock for a long time until I finally decide to do any of those things, if I even do. Or if one just comes up for sale that's already completed with all the customizations, maybe we'll go for that. I don't know yet. So it is starting to get pretty damn hot out here, and I feel like I'm just rambling, so I'm just going to close this video out. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this little video about my Staccato P right here. This is nothing special, basically a bone stock one with just a Delta Point Pro on it. Sometimes I do throw a light on the front so I can use my holsters. But other than that, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's just my thoughts on it. It's things that I like or don't like on the gun. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Leave some comments down below. Share the video if you want. And Staccato P.